The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by Cigna. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Morning to all of our friends listening this beautiful Tuesday morning. This is your host, Gary Owen, and Quality of Life Radio Show. And we have a special guest,
Amanda Foster.
Good morning, Amanda.
Good
and
morning.
By the way, we are streaming live also here in the studio. You can tune into or go to your streaming device or your computer, WSTUtv.com, and you can see us live. In fact, you may want to see us live because Amanda has something special to show everybody here on the Treasure Coast and throughout the state of Florida. And even if you're up and at 'em this morning from Hawaii, God bless you if you are. So we are also airing simultaneously on WSTU as well as WPSL 1590 AM, and you can also catch us via TuneIn on Alexa. So we're here to bring you relevant content to our listeners to support and showcase our local businesses, because it's important to do business with a local business and provide education and information that will help improve your quality of life. Amen, Tom. Tom, are you ready to get the show started?
Absolutely. Crank it up.
All right. So as you know, we have 3 segments to the show. The first 20 minutes, we want to showcase one of our local businesses to help promote what they're doing and supporting our local businesses. Then we'll take a short 2-minute break, and then the second segment of the show, we'll talk about things on the Treasure Coast that you like, and we'll do some facts and figures. And the third part of the show, the third segment, will be about insurance products to help improve your quality of life. Amanda, good morning. We're going to start. And who invited you here? And by the way, why are you here?
Well, I don't know. No. You invited me here, and I'm here to tell you today about a company that I work for, which is Rude Boy Spirits.
Well, you work for a couple of different companies, so we're gonna talk about the other company later on another show, maybe on another segment.
Are.
But
yeah,
that's
definitely
important with what's going on in today's environment, especially here on the Treasure Coast. But we have 3 bottles of spirits that Amanda says that we're able to try out this morning. So we have Rude Boy. So
yes.
Tell us a little bit and give us the story, Amanda.
Okay, well, thank you for inviting me this morning. So to give you a little bit of a background on Rude Boy Spirits, the company is owned by 2 local people. We have 2 partners. One of them lives in Wellington and the other one lives here locally in Stuart. The Rude Boy product itself has been around for just over approximately 4 years. It started off being crafted in Tampa. At a small distillery there, where the taste was trialed, tested until it was perfection, so that every taste had a taste of Jamaica within it. All of the ingredients within the Rude Boy Spirit products are all based on century-old recipes from Jamaica. And one of our owners, Patrick Mitchell, his family is from Jamaica and dates back to the 1600s. So it's a very old heritage and family history. Basically, the products have been out on the market for just over 12 months now, maybe 18 months, and we've just started to take things nationally. We have 4 products in total. I'm showcasing 3 of them today. I couldn't carry 4. So we have our premium product, which is our Rude Boy Ultra Premium Coconut Rum. And this basically is the finest coconut rum on the market. It's 70% proof as well. So, it's a great product. And this is really our best seller. We also have an Erie White Rum. We have our Erie Gold Rum. This isn't a spiced rum. This is a very warm, rich flavor, not spiced, but very, very smooth. And then my favorite is the Rude Boy Spirits Ultra Premium Vodka. This is 5 times distilled, and all our products, our coconut rum is 70% proof, and then our gold rum, our white rum, and our vodka are all 80% proof. One of the main things about all 4 of our products is that they are gluten-free. So that's a huge plus. They're organic and they are all natural ingredients. So there is nothing artificial with any of the products, and they are all made from the finest sugarcane. So even our vodka is not a potato paste vodka like most are. It's sugarcane, so it gives a very, very exceptionally smooth taste. Our coconut rum, which Gary has stolen. Just to give you a little background on this, in March of this year, 2020, the coconut rum was awarded a silver award from the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. So that's a huge acknowledgement for us. And then just recently, this last month, the Caribbean Journal, a panel of rum tasters tasted that and gave it an overall score of 90, which is a huge big score, and said that it's one of the best rums, coconut rums, that they've tasted in a long time. So that's another great recognition for the coconut rum.
Well, I can tell you, I have personally had this Rude Boy coconut rum, and I will be happy to tell you that it is absolutely spectacular.
It's delicious. Even not as a rum drinker, the coconut rum is amazing. It's very, very smooth. It can be drinking just simply on its own with ice. There's lots of things that it can be mixed with. My preference is a nice coconut mojito. But yeah, it is very delicious, and it's one of the best rums out there.
And you can drink it straight up. It's that delicious. It
Yes,
really
you
is.
can.
Just like a
Yes.
pirate.
Yes, you can. Recently as well, we've just gone online. So we have a huge, big online division. So you can actually purchase merchandise. So we have T-shirts, tanks, stickers, masks, all sorts of things that you can purchase. And most importantly, wherever you are in the United States, you can purchase these bottles online, and they will be shipped to you anywhere in the States.
What is the website?
It is rudeboybrand.com.
And then boy, how are you spelling boy?
Boy is spelled BWOY.
So Rude Boy.
Rudeboybrand.com.
How did they come up with the name?
Well, I'm glad that you asked me
I'm
that.
glad you're glad.
Okay, well, Rude Boy, basically, the name Rude Boy is often also referred to Rudy, and it is not what you think. It's an enduring term that simply means a friend or a mate. Also, it could be sometimes a child could be called like a cool Ute, and that's really what Rude Boy stands for. And it came about from this, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, the ska music scene. Basically, when the reggae music completely overtook the whole music scene in Jamaica, that's where Rude Boy came from.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You gonna sing some Jamaican?
Not if I want to advertise this product, not at all.
So 2 questions I have for you also.
Okay.
Where on the Treasure Coast can they get, if they want to go and have a Rude Boy cocktail, where can they go?
Okay, well, locally, I mean, we are expanding very rapidly, but some of the local places that serve our products, we have right here, we've got Sailor's Return, we've got Spritz in downtown Stewart. We have the Tide House, and I'm just going to offshoot. We have Hurricanes in Stewart, Hurricanes in Palm City. We've got the Cork, which is a new restaurant that's, again, local family that's opened in Hobe Sound. That is an amazing place. They stock all of our product. We've got Twisted Tuna that's opening in Jupiter, Guanabanas.
Wow.
I really don't want to miss anywhere, but there's lots and lots of places that, and there's some local liquor stores that it can be purchased at, but as I say, you can purchase it online as well. But we are growing rapidly and we're getting in everywhere. So, yes,
And
stay
where in
tuned.
Jamaica were you born?
What made you think I was from Jamaica? Was it my
The
accent?
accent.
Yeah.
The accent gives it away.
North, real far north Jamaica, right?
Yeah, it's quite funny. A British lady in the United States selling a Jamaican rum. So it's got to be good.
Oh, I can tell you, I can attest to the fact that it is good.
And if I missed any restaurants locally out, I'm so sorry. I'm just throwing a few out there that stock it. Blue Point Bar and Grill, again, is another one on the water, just in Jupiter. So we've got lots of places, but they're just a few to name right now.
So I would highly encourage you, for those of you that are listening in and those of you that are watching, by the way, let's make sure that let's support a local business and get out there and buy some of these phenomenal brands of spirits. Again, the coconut rum is my favorite. I've tried them all, so they're all good, but I tend to love coconut. I have 2 coconut trees in my yard, and I'm forever, as you know,
Yes,
Tom, forever cracking open those
Bringing in
damn coconuts.
and
So
we gotta dig out the meat. It's delicious.
Big fan. So I know that you're out there also. You have these tasting events, right? How often do you do these tasting events, and when's the next one coming up, Amanda?
The tasting events right now are on hold because of COVID.
Because of what?
Because of COVID.
What's that?
Do you know what that is?
I thought I've never killed COVID. Doesn't it?
Well, it does.
It does,
But
yeah.
right now, from a health and safety point of view, we are not doing any tasting events. But what we do is we run a lot of events with our bars. Before COVID, Charlie's Bar here in the Treasure Coast, we did a great tasting event with them. We had a DJ. We gave samples so that we can showcase it to people. But we also have affiliated with us a reggae band, which is called Sweet Justice, and they have a huge following. So we have been going round some of our larger locations and starting to run events with those where the band will play. Our products there. There'll be special Rude Boy cocktails at great prices, and it's a fun time for everybody. We ran one at Sailors the other week. We've got one coming up at the Talk House in Stewart. That's another one that stocks us. So lots of fun times ahead.
Do you recommend that those that are listening and watching us today to follow Rude Boys on Facebook?
Yeah, Rude Boy Spirits has a Facebook following. So you can literally just on Facebook type in Rude Boy Spirits.
All right. Well, listen, Amanda, we're going to ask you to stay with us a little into the second segment. We have some good stuff to share with you, so we appreciate you taking time out with us this morning. And for those of you that are listening in, don't go anywhere. We have a 2-minute commercial, and you're listening to WSTU 1450 AM, WPSL 1590 AM from Palm Bay to the Palm Beaches. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back with you. And welcome back to the Quality of Life radio show, sponsored by Cigna Medicare Advantage. It's good to have you back with us. One of the things that we want to share with you this morning, too, is about Island in a what,
Island in a bottle.
A bottle.
No,
a bottle. A bottle.
Island in a bottle.
Island in a bottle.
Yes.
So
That's on Instagram.
that is on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, you can follow Island in a Bottle and get some more information there and support them and pick up a bottle or two. She sells them from her back, from her car, cases at a time.
I think that's illegal.
A little white lightning maybe here and there as well. So anyway, we are at the second segment of our show. And Tom, you're going to share with us some thoughts about why people love
the
the Treasure Coast.
Absolutely. I did a survey, and I've been asking people, over the last few weeks, what they love most about the Treasure Coast.
I love coconut rum.
Coconut rum, and that brown rum looks very nice
Erie.
to me. So
Here we go.
the gold, excuse me. And one common theme and thread through almost all of the people's comments was the beaches. So I thought on this segment, if we kind of go down the list of several of the beaches that I know I've been to and I love, and I know, Gary, you love the beach. And do you love the beach, Amanda?
I love the beach.
Okay. I mean, it's almost a consensus. And granted that not everybody that lives on the Treasure Coast loves the beach. Some people just don't want anything to do with it. But the common thread among all the people is the beaches. And so starting from the top of St. Lucie County, we have Avalon Beach. It's the only beach that I know of where you have to pay to park there. It's on an honor system, so you're supposed to put a few bucks but it's in the box, and it's beautiful, pristine. It's far away from any inlet, so you really don't get any of the outgoing tide, the brown water from the Indian River. So that's a nice, quiet beach. And then as you come further south, Pepper Park. Are you familiar with Pepper Park?
Yes.
And Pepper Park, I'm sure as a military man and historian, you know that Pepper Park was the site of the underwater demolition team / Navy SEAL training back in World War II. That's where they trained. So they actually have a museum, wonderful museum. We'll talk about that on another show. That has lifeguards, great beaches. You can actually swim out with a snorkel, face mask, and a diver's flag, just 200 or 300 yards out, and dive down. And people actually catch lobster there. During lobster season, people are in their boats offshore, catching lobster.
Beautiful place.
A beautiful place. And then you have the Fort Pierce Inlet State Park, where we call it the pay park. Actually, you pay to get in, and on the incoming tide, especially, you get the beautiful, cool, beautiful ocean water just streaming past you. On the tide as it's coming in, beautiful, calm. So a lot of families go there, and then further south, they had Frederick Douglass Park, the only beach I know of that. Do you know what they can do there?
I think I know, but I've not tried it yet.
Yeah, you can actually bring your horse there. It's an equestrian beach where you can, those romantic scenes of Fabio, riding on the horse.
You kind of remind me of Fabio.
Well, back in my long hair days, I guess. Thank you, Gary.
Such a handsome stud.
Oh, yes. But I don't want to make my appearance on the next beach a little bit further south. It's called Blind Creek.
Oh, you've never been blinded?
Well, if you want to take a walk on the wild side.
Evan's like, hey, I've been there.
Blind Creek. Do you know what it is?
I do not know.
It is clothing optional.
Oh, no.
One time I said, oh, you mean the nude beach? The guy looked at me, said, no, it's clothing optional. I was like, oh, my gosh. Anyway, a clothing optional beach called Blind Creek, right by the.
Well, I expect you to be there next week and take a picture so we can post it on our Owen Insurance Group Facebook page. That could be our new picture there.
Oh my, that would not be good for Owen Insurance Group. I got to guarantee you. But and that's right just north of the two big
the FPL power plant.
The power. Whoever thought of an idea of putting a power plant on the ocean, on the beach? So I always wondered, how did that idea get passed? Anyway, further south, you've got Jensen Beach, three big lifeguard stands. I love to swim there because I like to swim where there's lifeguards. They can at least alert me and identify my body if need be.
Swim with the sharks.
Swim at the sharks, absolutely. And then Bathtub Beach. I'm sure.
That's a beautiful place.
Yeah. What's your favorite beach, Gary? Do you have one?
You know, we were at Stewart Beach. Kathy and I were there at sunrise last weekend. I don't know that that's my favorite beach, but I think Bathtub would be one of my favorite beaches. And Hope Sound Beach is nice too, but Bathtub Beach is very unique and with the coral that you have outside the beach there. So I would say Bathtub would probably be one of my top.
It certainly is,
picks.
and it's a uniquely shaped. You know, it's got some rocks or to break the waves, so it
Right.
kind of has a little small bathtub.
Great snorkel.
Great snorkeling. I've been there quite a few times, and then when the tide's right, you can just kind of drift with it, and it's just a beautiful beach. I haven't been to Hope Sound. All my friends in the south part of Martin County love Hope Sound Beach, and then further south, all the way down to Jupiter, get into Palm Beach County. But St. Lucie and Martin County have some beautiful beaches. Get out there, have some fun.
Yep.
And that's why people love the Treasure Coast. I'm 10 minutes away. I mean, it's just amazing.
And what does Amanda like? What beach are you frequenting, Amanda?
Well, I recently moved from Jupiter, as
Yes.
you know, so I am a big fan of Juno Beach. But since I've been back here, Hope Sound Beach, I just love it.
I
Love
need
Hope
to
Sound
go.
Beach.
I haven't never been. I used to take my kids down to Juno Beach.
Yeah.
They have the little turtle rescue place.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, and speaking of the beaches, I mean, the turtles come here toward the end of the spring, early summer,
Love them.
lay their eggs,
It's
and
so
I've
great to
actually
see.
witnessed them coming out of the sand.
I did when I very first moved here from the UK with my children. It was so amazing.
Yeah, this was about 6 years ago. About a dozen of them came out, ran down to the water's edge, got splashed back, with the
Mhm.
waves, and then they kept going.
One of my great experiences was scuba diving with, I don't know, had to be 56 in Jupiter, 50
Okay.
or 60 sea turtles. An absolute phenomenal experience. It was so serene. It was an amazing experience. What do you like best about the Treasure Coast? So that's one of the things we like to solicit from people. So those that live on the Treasure Coast, what is like the top 1, 2 things that you like best about the Treasure Coast, Amanda?
Well, the beaches, I'm a huge big beach person, and obviously being from the UK, the climate there is very questionable.
Oh, great,
so-
great beaches and great, great sunshine days.
I know. So the climate and the beaches for me are just win-win. And I actually do love the water. I do love being in the water, although I am scared of sharks, but that's another story. But yeah, the beaches for sure, and the climate. And I love the relaxed atmosphere of how everything is here, certainly compared to how it is at home for me in the UK.
That goes along with the Jimmy Buffett song, changes in latitudes, changes in attitudes.
Ah.
Nothing remains quite the same.
Yeah, Jimmy
That's
Buffett,
right.
baby.
Yeah.
Well, if Jimmy Buffett was here right now, we would offer him a
Jimmy
drink
Buffett
of
would
brewed
be
vo-
drinking coconut rum.
singing a song, playing a
Ran
guitar.
into what's that? Ran into a chum with a bottle of rum. Wound up drinking.
I guess I'd be like a chum to him, actually. He'd be using me as chum. I'm sitting here looking at the flags here, so it kind of reminds me of what today is, Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
It's get out the vote.
That's
Yes,
right.
it is.
It is voting day.
I
so
voted.
I voted too. And I want to give a shout out to our friend John Snyder, who's running for District 82 out there. So, John, good luck out there. We hope that you will have success. I'm pretty confident that you will. And we look forward to your days ahead in the Florida House. And Amanda, I know you've helped hold those signs and help John out with all that too.
I have, yeah. John is probably the first and only person that has ever convinced me to go and sign wave at the corner of a street. And my lovely daughter had the fortunate event of doing that with me. But of course, we would do that for John because he's such a great guy and to provide support for him. So good luck today, John.
Yes, indeed. And then also, did you get a text from Jackie? Jackie Colucci. Hello, Jackie. She's there watching us, and we're streaming live. So she just sent us some pictures of us here in the studio. So Jackie, thank you for that. We appreciate you tuning in. And Tom, who else? I know that you got a lot of comments on people on Facebook, what they like about the Treasure Coast. So you got a few more ideas where do you want me to go into my facts and figures?
I'll just give you one more. And
All right.
love your fact and figures. You always come up for some unique ones. And we'll probably talk about this a little bit more, but people say they love the downtown feel
Absolutely.
of downtown Stewart.
Mhm.
We also a little Jensen Beach, Fort Pierce, just that old time feel, because, you know,
Yeah.
the railroad came down, I'm not sure when, but Flagler built it and built a bunch of little cities, and Fort Pierce was a big hub for commerce. And so it has that old downtown feel.
I think that was that happened back in 1492.
1492 when Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
I guess the railroad tracks weren't there yet.
No.
I guess maybe he envisioned the railroad tracks being there. Who knows?
Yeah.
So we want to switch real quick before the next break and talk about some interesting facts and stats that you may not know. So since this is a quality of life radio show, and we talk about those solutions and ideas to enhance your quality of life. Tom, do you know how many baby boomers there are aged between 56 and 74? How many million baby boomers?
I should know that. 75,000?
Ding, 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 ding.
74,000. Million.
Yeah. So yeah, I could say 77 million. So you were really close.
Okay.
I'm going to ask this next question to
Oh,
Amanda.
gosh.
She's, how many baby boomers every single minute are turning 65? Let's get a wild stab at
Just
it, Amanda.
to give me the question again. I'm sorry.
How many baby boomers are turning 65 every single minute here in the United States?
Oh my gosh, I have absolutely no idea.
See?
Are
So
we?
aren't you glad you came to the show so
I
you
am.
learned something?
And I'm so glad that you put me on the spot and I'm not able to answer it.
Give me an idea. A minute?
A minute,
Yeah, every single minute.
I gotta get my calculator.
100,
I wished. 7.
7.
There are, if there were 100 baby boomers a minute turning 65, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. I'd have writer's cramp.
Yeah.
But that would be a great idea. I would love to see 100 turning 65 every minute. So 7 a minute, which equates to a little over 10,000 a day, every single day turning 65. And then in 2030, the last baby boomer will be turning 65. And then you have all the Gen Xers like myself who will be turning 65. So it's a huge opportunity for those of us Medicare advisors who are in the industry to help a lot of people, Tom. A lot of people need help out there.
Absolutely, because once you're turning 65, even in the few years before that, people know they can draw Social Security at age 62, and sometimes they're retiring early, and they have that insurance gap between 62 and 65. We have solutions for that, of course. But then many times, very confusing, I call it the rough, changing, turbulent waters of Medicare, and we'll help you navigate that.
A lot of sharks in those turbulent
lot of
waters.
sharks. Oh,
So
my
watch
goodness.
out for the sharks.
Watch out for the right.
Some interesting stats where most of the baby boomers are, Amanda. I won't ask you, though, any more questions.
Go on, because you're going to get a random answer.
I'm probably going to lie about that. 37% of Maine's population is made up of baby boomers. So unbelievable. In the Northeast, Maine has the highest population of baby boomers, then Vermont at 35%, and then New Hampshire is a distant 31%. So in the Northeast, I would never imagine there'd be a bunch of baby boomers. I thought they were all here in Florida. We're moving to Florida or California or something, but that's an interesting statistic. The median 401k balance of a baby boomer is $178,000, which typically isn't a lot of money, unfortunately, for your retirement. But here's a startling and a horrific statistic that I hate to convey, but 45% of baby boomers have absolutely no savings. So there's a lot of people out there that need help as they're approaching Medicare age. 329 million people living in the United States, with 15% making up the senior population. 329 million people. There's a lot of folks out there that need help with being a guide and helping them with their retirement planning, Medicare planning,
Social
life insurance
Security.
planning, Social Security planning. Big opportunity, folks. So there are, and by the way, we mentioned how many baby boomers were there, Amanda?
7.
No. So you can see she's really paying attention to our radio show. She's in the studio and she can't even answer it.
I thought you said 7. I just remember 100.
77 million baby
Oh.
boomers in the United
Okay,
States
I
today.
got one number right. 7.
So see if
Right.
you know this next question. How many what's the next generation? Millennials. How many millennials are in the country today? Millennials.
Oh.
So you know there's 77 million baby boomers, 66 million Gen Xers. How many millennials? I'll give you a guess. It's a double 7.
100 million.
Nope. 77. Roughly the same, maybe slightly more than the baby boomers. So there's about the same amount of millennials as there are baby boomers, and they're going to surpass, if they haven't already, surpass the population of baby boomers. So there's a lot of millennials out there in the country as well. It's interesting facts. I know you're going to use this for your next sales meeting.
I am.
There you go. Perfect. Because the millennials love to drink rum.
I know they'll be
Right.
drinking rum when I give them those facts.
All right. And then let's see, 25% of seniors live alone. And 70% of those, Amanda, do you think are men or women?
That live alone.
Mhm.
Men.
Women.
Oh no.
So she's
Men
three,
die young.
she's 0 for 0. So women live longer than men.
Okay.
And
And on their own.
yeah, and on their own, 25% live alone, and 70% of those are women. So I figured those are some interesting statistics that people don't know about and that you should know about, and especially when it comes to the 401ks, what's going on with the stock market, and financial and retirement planning, and 45% of those that have absolutely no savings at all. And for as you're approaching Medicare, it's important to know that you have options. So, and one of my clients said to me, Gary, how much does it cost to utilize your services? Absolutely 0 cost. So anyway, those are your interesting facts and stats, and then why you love the Treasure Coast of Florida. And we'll come back and we'll ask why it's called the Treasure Coast, Tom. So hang tight for another 2 minutes. We'll be back. You're listening to WSTU 1450 AM, WPSL 1590 AM, all the way from Palm Bay down to the beautiful Palm Beaches. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with you. And welcome back to the Quality of Life radio show. Thank you for joining us. And the show is sponsored by Cigna. And we're glad to have you back. We're glad to have our guest speaker with us, Amanda Foster, and co-host Tom Bouvier. We are entering the third segment, but before, when we went to break, I gave Amanda another chance to redeem herself and asked her, why do they call this the Treasure Coast? And Amanda, what was your response?
Because of the many hidden treasures that are here along the Treasure Coast.
That's right. All the shipwrecks, all the gold, silver.
And there's still a ship divers going out every day or on calm days to get gold.
Right.
Up in Fort Pierce, there's a couple of dive ships.
I just need to find a couple gold bullions
Yeah.
from a Spanish galleon, and that would set me
I
for
want
a
an
couple
emerald
months.
encrusted crucifix. No.
I think I saw that once while I was scuba
Yeah.
diving, actually. Or maybe that was a lemon shark.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyway, we're entering the third segment of our show, and which basically is going to be how to enhance your quality of life and some of the things that you need to know and the pitfalls that you need to avoid. So someone recently here in the last couple of days come up to me and said, Gary, I saw your commercial on TV, and I just wanted to bend your ear about Medicare because I'm turning 65 in December, and asking, why is it that someone would want to use an agent? And I thought that was a great question. And then how much do you charge? Because she was kind of hesitant to go to an agent because she thought that there was a cost to the Medicare planning. So, Tom, why don't you kind of answer that question? Why should they go to an agent instead of trying to do it online or do it themselves?
Well, Gary, an agent, of course, and an ethical one, of course, is one who has been thoroughly trained, meaning they have to be state certified. They have a lot of courses that they take, the full knowledge. Every year they have to get certified for Medicare, which it's called a AHIP. So all the different changes that take place in Medicare for the next year, an agent has to get trained and reviewed on that. Also, just because it is so confusing, when you start to turn 65, usually about 3 to 4 months before, your mailbox starts getting filled with all types of flyers. Medicare supplement, Medicare Advantage. You have Joe Namath on TV telling you, get more, get more, get more. Can you believe it, with his big white shiny teeth? I mean, and the brightest and some of the most brilliant.
He's getting more. He's getting more money.
He's getting lots more money. So, but some of the brightest and people with IQs probably twice as much as mine will sit there and say, I can talk about electrical engineering and equations and medical field or whatnot, but they say, I have no idea. I'm so confused about all this Medicare. So we do offer no cost, no obligation consultations. We're not like other professionals who may charge, a consultation fee, a couple of $100 or whatnot. We get compensated by the carriers if a person enrolls. So a good professional licensed agent can help navigate, as I say, through those confusing and all the different voices that are shouting at you, unsolicited phone call, knocks on the doors or whatever. You can have a trusted advisor help you, guide you through.
So 3 points that you mentioned, Tom, I want to cover is you said ethical agents. You said that they're going to get their mailbox full. Their phone, of course, their phone is going to ring incessantly. They may get text messages from people abstract from different states and different countries. And then another thing too, and I'm going to come back and touch those 2 points in just a moment, but I just saw and witnessed the first infomercial from a certain carrier for 30 minutes going on about why you should enroll in their specific plan. I'm sure, Amanda, you sit and watch those infomercials all day long, right? There's probably nothing
I would
better.
just like to say my mailbox hasn't been hit up yet with those things.
Well, we can certainly change that, Amanda.
You
Well,
probably got about 10 or 15 more years.
Well, we'll just collect them from our client.
20, 30 years.
You failed on that one, Tom. So infomercial. So listen, they make it sound really good. All these things that you're going to get. why you should enroll in their plan. And it's the irony in it to see that consumers actually fall into that trap, and they, without asking questions, without considering what their formulary is, whether the doctor's in network, what the co-pays are, what the co-insurance is, what the max amount of pockets are. My God, there's so much that you have to consider. You just can't take a look at a commercial and say, yeah, that's the one for me. I'm going to enroll in that plan, or I'm going to enroll in X, or I'm going to enroll in Y, or Z even looks good because they make it look good, sound good.
What about the agents who only can sell one product, Gary? What do you think about that?
Listen, I think that those are called captive or career agents. In fact, I was a career agent when I got my start in the insurance industry 13 years ago. I was also a career agent with a national Medicare company. But the problem with working with a career agent, and you bring a good point, is that agent really doesn't know what else is out there for you that might be more suitable to fit your needs. Just because that you represent that one product, that's all you know, and you're going to try to push that product on that consumer, whether or not they want it or need it. And that's just unfortunately the nature of the beast. So for those consumers out there that are watching or listening in, the biggest piece of advice for you today would be to ask anybody that contacts you, or you're looking to work with a Medicare specialist, ask them a certain amount of questions, maybe 3 important questions. Number 1, are you a career agent? Do you represent one carrier, or are you an independent agent? That's a very important question. And how many different carriers do you represent? If they say, oh, I only represent maybe 1 or 2 or 3 carriers, you might want to search for an agency or an agent that represents almost all of the carriers, 90% or more of the carriers out there today. The second question you should ask that agent is how long they have been in the business. How long have they been working in the Medicare space? Typically, I think for me, I would want to go to an expert. I want to go to somebody who's been doing it a long period of time, who has a track record. So don't be afraid to ask questions of that agent. And then also ask them, what certifications do you have? What experience and background do you have in selling Medicare? So those are really important key features to ask an agent when you're working with an agent, Tom.
Absolutely. And the second question, or the fourth question rather, is what type of rum do you like best?
Rude Boys
Rude
coconut
Boy.
rum. And I love the Jamaican colors, by the way. I mean, those colors are spectacular and stand out for Medicare planning purposes and life insurance planning purposes. But we don't want to have any sipping of rum until the exam is over, right, Tom?
That's right. And, an independent agent, as you're saying, who is contracted with a lot of different carriers, they would be able to take all the questions that you would ask them, about their doctors, and narrow it down to one particular product that they can recommend. As you were saying, the captive agent, the career agent, they're only able to just try to push one on everyone. And, we all wear different size shoes, and it's not a one fit all.
What would you say to that career agent who might be listening to us?
Well, a local FMO, local company like OIG, Owen Insurance Group, where you can get training, get encouragement, get some support, consider broadening your horizon is what I would say, because I also, for about 4 years, was a captive agent with one particular company. And I would have clients tell me, say, well, what about these other carriers? Can you talk to me about that? And I couldn't. And what about other insurance products that would go along with it? And I couldn't. And it would just kind of pigeonhole me as well.
Sure
to really be able to help, because we're supposed to act in what's called a fiduciary manner. Provide something that's best for them, not best for us or best for our company or our sales goals or whatever,
right,
but it's best for them. And as a captive agent, you're kind of limited. You have great range of opportunity when you're an independent broker, insurance agent.
And then Tom had mentioned about your mailbox is going to get full. It is absolutely astounding to see the hundreds of millions of dollars that these carriers invest in marketing pieces, TV commercials, postcards. So be on the lookout, because I think my recommendation to my clients is, when they're 6 months out from turning 65, I tell them to grab a garbage can and strap it to the mailbox. So every day they can just fill their mailbox and then dump it out every week, because it's really hard to figure out, which company is better than is brand X better than brand Y, is brand Z better than brand X and Y. And it's really hard for a consumer to figure this out on their own. And that's why they need a guide as they're going down that Medicare journey and taking that Medicare path. And whether it's turning 65, or maybe they're working, they're still on a group plan, they're not going to be enrolling in Medicare for another couple of years. But when that time comes, when you're ready to think about Medicare, think about the professionals that own Insurance Group. We'll help guide you, and you can call us anytime for advice, for information. Whether or not you want to work with us or do business with us, that's okay. We'll still help with you. We'll still help you and answer the questions. And you can call us on our local line at 772-210-1020. Anytime you have questions at 772-210-1020. If you have questions about Medicare or even health insurance, you're not quite turning 65 yet, maybe you're 62, and we have plans out there that are called Bridge to Medicare plans that can help bridge the gap to before you turn 65. But the most important thing for you to consider is working with a professional agent that can guide you and to having a holistic approach to your insurance planning, not just Medicare, Tom. Whether it's life insurance, whether it's health insurance, short-term medical, dental insurance, disability insurance. I mean, there is so much out there. Cancer, critical illness.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of opportunities out there to protect and enhance your quality of life. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. It's my experience that when people don't have the right protection in place, because they think that they have a crystal ball that says, okay, I'm not going to get sick anytime soon, so I'm not going to invest in this plan, or I'm not going to do this. And then the piper comes and collects the money, and it's unfortunately they don't have the right policy in place, or they don't have the Medicare plan that they thought they had. And I always ask people, what when they call, what plan are you on? And they say, well, I'm on a supplement plan. And I say, well, get your card out and let me take a look at it, or take a picture of it and text it to me real quick, because a lot of people don't know the difference between a supplement versus a Medicare Advantage plan. And there were some people that I had an airline pilot who thought he was on something different than he wasn't. He was on a basic indemnity plan. So it's confusing. We know that insurance is bloody. Isn't that the English term, bloody? Bloody confusing. And it was a bottle. Put it in a bottle. Yeah, but now she enunciates now. So the point is that it really is important that you work with a local agency. We even, in fact, later today, I have an appointment with somebody who's in Michigan, a financial advisor, researched us. Their client is moving into Florida, on the west coast of Florida, and they found us. So, we're licensed in roughly 25 to 30 states, so we can help you no matter what state you're in. If you're in Pakistan, we can't help you. But anyway,
what about the state of confusion?
State of confusion, we go there all the time and pull people and pluck people out of the state of confusion. So we got 5 minutes left, we've been told. So Amanda, I know you're sitting here thinking oh my God, man, I'm sitting here listening to this Medicare jargon and insurance, and somebody who's a third party, a disinterested party, has nothing to do with the insurance industry. What is your opinion of what you're listening to, and maybe your advice, or what is your thought process?
Thank you again for putting me on the spot there.
Well, I mean, we got 2 more spots to go, Amanda.
Well, I think it's hugely important to research who it is that you want to work with to sort out your planning for insurance, Medicare, definitely. So I do think that a personal approach is always the right way to go. You need to trust whoever it is that you work with and be able to feel comfortable with them, because they're selling important things for your future. So I do think the points that you made about using somebody like yourselves is such an advantage. So I think that's something that people really should do. They need to start early.
How early should they start, Amanda?
Oh,
that's the second spot I wanted to
well,
pitch
do you know, really, my age, or earlier. And I know
You're only 29. You're a little too young for that.
I was. I wish I was. But should you be starting in your 40s, or is that too late?
It's never too late to talk to a professional and work and have a relationship with a local.
Because there's a lot
professional.
of insurance products also that'll help get you there, whether it's long-term care
Yeah.
or annuities and things to plan for your future. The quality of life is not just about the Medicare, but a lot of the different planning aspects
Yeah,
can be
absolutely.
talked about at age 40.
Well, to your
40.
point, I had a client call me, aging into Medicare, turning 65. He had a younger wife, and wasn't anywhere near Medicare age yet, but was on the wrong health insurance plan. So, Gary, I'm appreciate you helping me out. So we're going to call you during the ACA open enrollment and change my wife's and my family's health insurance plan, and also my business. I need my business to take a look at. So when you do the right thing, 100% of the time, it's going to net you positive results, right? And give you a good karma. So when you do the right thing, that's important. But yes, Amanda, I mean, you should always, whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, work with a local insurance professional who can give you some great advice, because one day you're going to need that advice. You're going to need to be working with that professional to help be your guide, because insurance business is very complicated.
And there's some sharks,
Oh my gosh, there's a lot of sharks out there.
unfortunately.
And also for those of you that are 62, right? I mean, you're close to Social Security age, and whether to take Social Security at 62 or delay it and to full retirement age, whether it's 66 or 67. So those are the things that we can help you out with also here at O Insurance Group, and knowing the steps to take to enroll in Medicare if you're not ready to enroll in Social Security yet. And it depends if you're working or not. So it may not make sense for you to enroll in Social Security until full retirement age, but you're still going to have to pay that Part B premium separately since you're not taking Social Security. And you got to apply for it, because your Part A and B is not going to come to you automatically. So you have to know where to go to apply for that. And we will hold your hand. We will guide you. We will show you the way. Whether you take the way we show you, that's up to you. But we want to make sure that we do our part and show you the way and guide you.
Absolutely.
Did that make sense, Amanda?
It did.
And Amanda, I want to thank you for taking time to be on our show today, and to put you to the spot that you don't like to be sometimes. But
No, it's fine.
you did
Thank
good. You redeemed yourself. So
Just about.
you did good. So and by the way, next time, and hopefully within the next month or two, we'll have you back and talk about what you do on the other side of your job too. So.
Yes.
All right, so that 1 hour quickly has gone by, so we want to thank you for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed the show and enjoyed Amanda Foster, the Brit from Jamaica, or the Jamaican from Britain. We don't really know yet, but it's a pleasure to have you with us. And if you enjoyed the show, tell your friends, your family, and neighbors. Enjoy your quality of life. Stay safe, keep healthy, and be happy. Take care, everybody.